Welcome to this beautiful island. And on this island, we have two 400 Elo players. The player in the red has played with Indians a lot today, 400 Elo. ZZSR93 Indians, interesting. And is up against Turn to Jesus. If we could please get some amens in chat for Turn to Jesus, who forgot to make houses. But it's okay, because Jesus is always going to be there. Jesus can give you pop space. Jesus can give you freedom off this horrible, cramped island. What's up with this little, I guess you could consider this a peninsula here. This is a very narrow island for Turn to Jesus. But Turn to Jesus always plays as the Italians. That's one thing I want to start off with here. Islands is incredibly confusing for most Elos, especially low Elo. But it's not like Turn to Jesus only plays islands. There's a lot of Mega Random games. There's a lot of Arabia games. And Turn to Jesus likes Italians. So I've seen Celt pickers. I've seen Hun pickers, Mayan pickers, Frank pickers, players who prefer one civilization. I've never really seen an Italians player. So yeah, we'll see. Now, what you normally want to do is you want to chop a lot of wood. And then after you chop a lot of wood, you want to get a dock up, and then you want to fish. We could see some landings. We could just see this be a water battle. I have no clue what to expect because every low Elo Island game I've seen has been different. Some players will field a lot of military or navy. Some players will transport. Some players will try and wall the whole island. That's one of my favorite low Elo Legend episodes, is the guy who tried to wall the island. Some people will make towers, castles. It's a little tricky. Okay. Oh, Wallace with an excellent point says, Turn to Jesus doesn't even need a navy in this game. His units just walk across the water. Whoa, I didn't even think about that. You know, strategy's constantly changing in Age of Empires. The strategy has now got to a point where you just need to change your name and suddenly you've got an advantage. Oh, speaking of things that walk on water, you guys all know I live in Florida and life is crazy here, right? So we didn't move that far away from where we lived before, but we went on a walk today, and the Jesus lizards live here. So you might need to Google it. I forget the actual name, but the lizards that run across water, they're around here. We saw like 3 of them. They weren't actually running on water, but it's really freaking cool. It's not an iguana. We've seen iguanas, but the actual, I think they're called Jesus lizards. Let me search. Google. Okay. Anyways, Twitch chat's going to Google it for me. I'm a little sidetracked. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So, I'm a little concerned for blue right now and for red. Red has decided to mill and farm instead of going out into the seas. Turn to Jesus has not docked or even made a lumber camp yet. Now, we know, because we're experienced at watching other people play video games, that what you should probably do is you should make a lumber camp, you should chop a bunch of wood, you should add a dock, you should add fishing ships, especially with Italians because the fishing ships are cheaper. But what red knows is farms. And red has no interest in docking here. I also believe this is Auto Scout just scouting the island right now. These big trees, though. A lot of these low Elo players, if they don't have the small tree mod, which I'm not using right now, I want to chop down these trees because it's they get in the way. Not red. Red doesn't have any interest in that. We're going to see some houses around the trees. But over here, blue's getting rid of the trees. Okay. It's called a basilisk. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that sounds right. Holy text notifications here. What is going on, man? Oh, okay. We got some stuff delivered. That's what it is. I had like so many different notifications, but it was because a few of the things we got delivered to the house had separate notifications. It's like, I'm not used to being popular. Not in real life. No, that's terrifying. All right, so blue doing the same thing. So, as expected, not seeing a whole lot of focus on the water for now. And I'm not sure what else to talk about right now, to be honest, because they can't scout each other. There's always that fear. I think that might even be enhanced and on islands for low Elo players. Because it's one thing to have the darkness, because, you know, that fog of war is terrifying in a normal game. when you don't know if you're ever going to encounter the enemy. But if you work your way through that darkness and there's still no enemy, you're just like, oh my goodness. The possibilities are endless. He could come over here with a fishing ship and steal my sheep. Sheep's not happy about that at all. I mean, who knows? This is one way to sheep scout, I guess. If you lose access to that sheep, that means that the enemy probably has something on water. I noticed the elephant is hiding behind the trees. I noticed, wasn't there a rhino somewhere as well? Yep, rhino's here as well. It doesn't look like Red has really gotten to that point where bringing in elephants or boars or rhinos is part of the game plan. Just a whole lot of farming. And actually, Red has done a really good job at this. Compared to Blue anyways. As Blue is funneling things in. I'm not sure why Blue has done this, but Blue likes the diagonal houses and we'll have to keep an eye on that. Zassalot says, hello T90 official. Any chance of doing new interviews? Interviews in what way? You mean interviewing Elo Legends or community game winners? Possibly. Maybe I could interview the winner of this game if people were interested. Blue's been hanging out. Blue's on the way to Feudal Age. Looks to me like Blue is thinking about booming up. Got one villager on gold right there. And still no dock, but what are these vills going to do? Remember, get into the mind of the player, chat. Get into the mind of the player. Try and think, why would a 400 Elo player do the things that are happening right now? So I think what we're going to see is Blue's kind of done with the Dark Age, and in Blue's mind, this is now, it's time for long-term planning. I think we're going to see a dock. What? What? Okay. Did he try and like drop the tree onto the rhino to kill it or something right there? Hold on. Let's rewatch this whole process. I'm trying to get into the mind of the player like some idiot just said. Okay. The rhino's there. The rhino looks ferocious. Walks around this side of the rhino and says, nope, that's not the way I want to go. Thinks about it and says, maybe if we drop that tree on him. I think that's what Blue was trying to do. I think the trees just didn't fall the right direction, unfortunately. It would have been an excellent way to kill the rhino. I've never seen that before. That's some high-level stuff. Okay.
Did you share anywhere your thoughts on A4?
Did I share my thoughts on AoE4? I basically have said, and I'm going to upload this in the form of a video. I'm going to make Age of Empires 4 content. I'm going to play it. I'll probably do some casting for it. But it is really, really hard to know what direction that game is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to love it. I might not. The community might not love it. They might not. It might be in good condition when it's released. It might not. So a lot of it, wait for it, depends. A lot of it depends. A lot of it I'm unsure on. And I'm just going to, we're going to find out together, basically. Because we're going to have the elephant brought in over here. Good job from Blue. I don't think it's going to be a great competitive game long term. At least based on what I see right now, I don't think it's going to be a good competitive game compared to AoE 2. I also don't think it's going to replace AoE 2. I think it's going to be there. I think it would be fun for some, maybe not for others, but AoE 2 is still going to be there, okay? So my long, like in terms of my future, I'm definitely going to be all about AoE 2, but maybe AoE 4 as well. We'll see. But when as we see a transport ship, whoa, he canceled the transport ship. Turned to Jesus, said, I don't need that. Well, the thing is, Blue prayed about it, and Jesus didn't give him a sign that a transport's the way to go.
I was gone last week, so messed up my sub streak.
No worries. Nevo, your sub streak will continue. Like if you sub for, let's say, a year, and then you leave for 3 months, and then come back, your sub streak will continue. You won't lose that. Yeah, I'll tell you something real quick, chat. They didn't let me into the not the NDA, sorry. They didn't let me into the beta. Like, when everyone got into the beta, I filled out my stuff and I didn't get access to it, so I reached out. And they said they couldn't give me special privileges to get into it because of my status. I was like, oh, okay. So they didn't let me in. And then when they ran the recent stress testing, I was literally in Germany casting an Age of Empires 2 event. So I've had very limited experience with actually playing the game myself. So I'm hoping maybe like when AoE 5 comes out, I'll be relevant enough to be able to give valid input on games. I think they're right. I think I'm just not... I haven't spent enough of my life on Age of Empires yet to be able to get at early access. So we'll see. We'll see. Lots of farms here for blue. I'm personally rooting for blue because of the placement of this farm. I think blue relates to who I am as an individual. Also, this is like a cross, kind of. It's like a cross of farms. Because we've got a blacksmith farm, you know, same difference. Over here, you've got a fishing ship. Low elo just don't really realize how efficient fishing is if you do it correctly. Especially from Dark Age. The longer the game goes, the less important fish is. Jonesy says, I got into the stress test, downloaded the whole thing, then tried to run it. And at that point, it told me I needed Windows 10 and couldn't play it. Oof, that sucks. That sucks. Feels bad. We've got a stable here. Okay. I'm wondering if maybe Red Scout wants some friends. Stable. Nothing yet. That might have just been the building to go up to Castle Age. Mining camp. Mining camp.
Stop putting us Scots in with them. Watched a video.
Mining camp.
And you said UKX.
Boom! Mining camp. How satisfying is that, people? On a scale of 1 to 10, that would be 17 billion right there. That is beautiful. You can take both stones, and the second red spotted that. Red was all over it. I like it. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Lewis, for looping in the Scots with the English. I'm so sorry. So we do have some military buildings out there. You've got the barracks. You've got the stable and the barracks. I still am not sure if that will lead to any aggression. There was a point where blue made a transport ship and then canceled it. For now, blue is going to get wheelbarrow. And after that is going to queue up 6 villagers. So Jesus, blue has turned to Jesus. And Jesus said, nope, not time to go Castle Age yet. You must stay in Feudal Age. It kind of sounds like something Jesus would have said, right? Like, stay away from the riches of Castle Age. The rest of the world will go to Castle Age, but you shall stay in the. Okay, I'll stop. I'm really not as creative as I wanted to be today. We'll leave it at that as we have villagers going over to stone. So maybe thinking about defensive castles, maybe offensive castles, maybe towers. Here's a transport ship. This is a big moment. Neo says, hey T90, I'm currently watching the Hidden Cup 3 Rex. Finally understand the minus 7k meme now. Oh, that's amazing. Yep. That was a thing. Made one joke, lost 7,000 viewers, but I didn't actually offend 7,000 people, by the way. Just in case you guys didn't know that. Go rewatch it. It was just the timing of when they pulled me off of Twitch front page. Might have offended 6,999 people, but not 7,000. It wasn't even an offensive joke, really. Okay, so the problem for this scout is they just developed this technology, and they told him to go in first. And he's like, where's the boat maker at? Where's the guy who made the boat? Why doesn't he get in at first? They're like, he's not here. He's working on more boats. Why me? Why am I the first one? I had to scout this whole island in the first place. I feel like someone else should get into the boat. My horse is pretty damn big. I don't even know if I fit in that boat. And he's still getting orders from the king, and he's just like, I don't know if I should get in. Don't trust it. So he's just staring at it for now. Thankfully, like, no one else really sees him in their fog of war. He's kind of off doing his own thing. They expected him to die, truthfully, so they're just like, well, we don't see him. It's because he's dead. That's fine. Castle Age soon for blue. And blue, oh, yeah. It's heating up here. We're going to see 3 galleys, which I assume is the fleet that will protect the transport, which is next level stuff right there. Talk about Hidden Cup inside jokes. How about the scout? Oh, the scout is in the transport now, and off he goes. But again, like, how do you fit the horse in there? Can someone explain that to me? Maybe, wait a second. The sails aren't blowing in the wind. Maybe the horse is what's controlling the transport. Like, the legs jut out the bottom. And it just like kind of swims for it. I don't know. Who knows? Here comes the scout. Now, I'm wondering if red just immediately auto-scouted here. Because the way it's moving around, yep, just sent the scout over to the enemy island and clicked auto-scout. So not really paying attention is red. Maybe red is. I don't know. We're going to see the monastery. We'll see that relic collected. We're also going to see the university. So those will be the buildings to go up to Wimp.
Welcome back, T90. How do you like your new house?
What's up, Captain?
I liked your commentary in Elo Legends, and I thought it was cool how they held it in an actual built castle with tech difficulties and everything.
Thank you, Captain. I'll get to that question in a second because I want to see Blue's reaction to this. Because Blue might be startled by this. Also, notice how Blue is building houses in random spots along the shoreline. After getting Town Watch, you'll be able to see a whole lot from the houses, so I like that. Okay, there's the scout. Now, this is Blue's auto scout. Blue would actually have to notice this and then click it. Also, there is a galley here. And look at Blue with the houses. Is that the same villager? Is that villager supposed to go all over the map making houses? I think at one point, Blue went around the whole map with one vill, queuing up to build houses. That's funny. Oh, and now there's villagers here. Okay, let's see. Did Blue react to this? I can't tell. I don't think... No, Blue has no clue. And Red is going to get away somehow. Shh. Nice. Okay. Do you have some galleys here? Low elo players can never find fires. And I believe it is because fires are on the second page of the dock. Unless that's changed. If you think about the first page of the dock, I think what it is you have transport ship, fishing ship, trade cog, and galley. But on the second page is demo and fires. I think the order's wrong. I've also explained to the devs that I think that they should change that because beginners are going to constantly just make this. But it is a small little quirky thing. I remember I was home with family a few months ago, and my uncle came up to me, and it was a little out of place because we were actually at, like, a funeral, which is sad, obviously, but we were there. That's the story. And he goes, hey, why can't I ever make those fire things I see in your videos? And I was like, oh, it's on the second page. He was like, oh, you should make a video about that because it must be confusing for a lot of people. And then I told the devs, but they didn't really care about my uncle's concerns. Or at least they haven't acted on them. I don't know. Can we talk about how Red is just taking this gold and that's it? Red's not even thinking about being aggressive with this. Oh, he's going to steal the relic as well. Normally, monks would travel to foreign lands to try and preach to people. But finally, someone has talked some sense into this monk and said, they're not going to listen to you. They're going to kill you. They don't know you. So just take their gold and leave. That's a good game plan. I love this castle spot right there on the hill. We also have a one villager castle for Blue. Let's look at Blue's point of view. Now, this monk better be quick because eventually... I can't get over this. Eventually, this one villager is going to get to all the houses. I feel like this is some weird countdown on a bomb. And then suddenly everything's going to fall apart because Blue's going to realize what's up. I thought Blue had a transport ship, but I guess not. Blue's been very indecisive with the transports. I didn't miss it. The army's been here. We've got longswords and we've got crossbows. Oh my god. This is what Blue can see. You've got to be kidding me. So she's being attacked. Oh, she's gonna die! Rah, rah, rah! Or whatever. I can't make crocodile noises. I'm sorry. This is what it's like if you go outside my new house, though. You got to be careful when you're out there. So yeah, Red's gonna get that relic.
1 year already. Thanks all the great content. Hope the move went well.
So it will be 3-1 with relics because there's only 4 on Team Islands. There's 2 on each side. Hey, thank you, Captain Matt. Just to answer your question, he says, I thought it was cool, blah, 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 blah. Oh, how do you like the new house? I do like it. I like it a lot. So far, so good. But if you're ever going to find out if things are wrong in a place, it's going to take a bit longer than a few days. So fingers crossed there. Thank you, Aish, for the year. Move did go well. Thank you, Butcher, for the year as well. What happened a year ago? Anything significant? There's lots of years today. September of last year. Well, I don't know, but I appreciate you anyways. Thank you, thank you. See, someone just said red just seems better. I'm not sure I agree on that based on their eco. I think it's just red understands the way the game will play out a little bit more than blue. Blue has made land military with blacksmith upgrades. Red hasn't got blacksmith upgrades or land military. So red seems to be a player who is going to play more defensive here. But blue, I think, has more potential to actually attack. We'll see. Yeah, 24-hour stream wasn't... that's what it was. I think my 24-hour stream was a year ago. Yeah, obviously, like, COVID and lockdown, all those things play their part as well. But normally, if I get a lot of resubs from one period, it's because people showed up at one point. Blue still doesn't know about this. Okay, now Blue's auto scout has come over here. Does Blue not notice this? Is that on patrol right now? Or is that auto scout? Okay, Blue will see the transport. I mean, if Blue's paying attention, Blue will also see the Vills. But this is the danger of auto scout, is because you rely on it. And then you just don't look at your mini map. You don't look anywhere. This villager's going to go over here, I think, to build the house. On the way to Imp is Blue. Red's been getting away with some of the gold and some of the wood here. And this guy's like, do you mind? I'm going to build a house here. Okay, can't make that house. There's a mining camp there. Oh, Blue noticed! We have the ferocious attack from Blue. Don't look away. This is so exciting. Oh my god. You got the micro from Red. Holy cow. Did you see that? That was so cool. Wow. And then you've got... Oh, he brought in galleys! That's actually exciting, but he misclicked it. And Blue didn't... Okay. I think Red will win. I think Red is going to win that fight, I should say. As we see the War Galley upgrade, but Blue now microing. Blue sending over his protecting force. And Blue is now on the shoreline, hiding in the bay. And these villagers will die for Red, but I think it was worth it. Now, that's still a lot of villagers, but I think it will be worth it. We'll see what Blue ends up doing in the Imperial Age, because Red hasn't clicked up the Imp yet. Now, how much gold was taken there? 700 gold. I guess to be exact, it would be like 638? Yeah, 638 gold. Heated shot! This is probably not really the moment you want to see it, but technically it would work. Heated shot. I mean, your towers and your castles do more damage against ships. I think a lot of people confuse that with chemistry at low elo. Oh, and now we have chemistry. Oh, and wait, I just realized Red is actually in the Imperial Age. Because someone in chat said so. I had no clue. There was no indicator. I'm sorry, I had no clue. Okay, so they're both an Imp then. Blue's going to try and convert the ships. Blue is named Turn to Jesus after all. So utilizing monks would make sense. They both are missing fletching. This is like 2014 Slam versus 2014 Slam. If you get that reference, you've been around a while. If you don't get the reference, don't look it up if you're a Slam fan. But holy crap. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Red just has the numbers and has Galleon right now. I'll tell you the story. Basically, there was a very big tournament. And Slam, it was a water map. And Slam didn't get fletching until the Imperial Age. It was straight up microing as galleys and feudal, microing in Castle Age, and didn't get fletching until the Imperial Age. I actually forget who won that game. I think Slam's team still won that game. But I don't think their team ended up winning the tourney. I forget. It's been a long time. Because I wasn't even casting back then. So I think it was 2014. Red has a few resources. Just a few. We're going to see more gold coming in. And as this game continues, I begin to remember why we have always avoided low Elo Islands. This is going to take forever.
Thanks as always for the content.
I'm not sure what these two individuals do in their day-to-day lives. I'm not sure if they have a job. I'm not sure if they have family. I'm not sure if they ever need to use the bathroom or eat food. But I think they should probably cancel all those plans because this is going to be a doozy. Shipwright, though. That is a really important upgrade if it's going to go late on water. As for if we're actually going to see ships after that, I'm not sure. But that's really going to make a difference here for Turn to Jesus. It will mean that he can compete and make more Navy on water. Which if you think about what 1v1 Islands turns into sometimes, it's just running out of resources. So spending less on future ships is a big deal. Would really like to see Blue make a new lumber camp. I think that would make my day. I'd also like to see Blue finish this castle. There we go. Okay. We're going to have another castle here. Okay, let's start thinking about the tech trees on water. I know that Italians get cannon galleon. And elite cannon galleon. Do Indians get elite cannon galleon? Can someone check for me? Also, I forget if they get fast fire ship. I know, obviously, they get galleon. Ranked 1v1 Islands needs Wonder Victory enabled exactly for games like this. That would make it interesting, right? I personally believe that Relic Victory and Wonder Victory should be allowed in ranked games, at least 1v1s, if people enable it. I think it'd just make it more fun. The fact that Regicide is only seen within the sphere of, or the scope of community games is crazy to me. I mean, that's great for me. I love to do community games. You guys love it. But the fact that you can't even encounter that stuff in ranked from time to time is a little weird to me. I don't know. At the same time, like, of course, it's a little non-competitive. I think the weirdest thing is how the devs would decide to do team islands for the ranked queue instead of islands. Because at least islands has the 2 islands to fight over. And I feel like it also has less overall wood, which means the games are faster. Islands, you've got more wood, and then you have no neutral resources to fight over. So it's just like, it can be a doozy. Red is repairing the ships. Repairing all the ships. Red's got some trebs. Red's got some camels. Red's got some elephant archers. Remember, Blue has not found Red's base yet. Red, I mean, kind of knows that Red's over here, but doesn't know what Red is up to. Spets, we did do Wonder Defense in community games before. It was actually pretty good. I recall a really entertaining game with Snippy. Okay, we've got Elite Genoese Crossbowman for Blue. And Blue's kind of got the Navy spread out along the shoreline, just waiting and waiting and waiting. I hope they get fletching. I really hope they get fletching. I'm beginning to get so concerned about the lack of blacksmith upgrades. We know they know about the blacksmiths. Because Red has armor for the cav. And then Blue got the first armor for the archers. So they're aware the blacksmith exists. I'm not sure if they're actually going to make it. We've got bombard cannons for Blue. Is Blue going to try and transport bombard cannons? Huh. Fraz says, what about tide change mechanism? The water recedes to produce land that units can walk across to the other island. Fraz, that actually sounds amazing. But I would not trust a dev team that... I don't think they could do it. I think they should prioritize other things, okay? I think they should have priorities on a few other things before that idea that's actually super cool.
Nice. You finished moving. How's plans for the next move coming along?
I'm not moving. I'm going to stay here until I retire. Thank you, Zero. We've got 19 months from Zero. Appreciate it. We've got Red down here attacking a house. They're shooting the bolt right through the window. This is actually somewhat realistic. It goes through the window and then catches all their furniture aflame, which is why the house is on fire. Very rarely do you see realistic animation when it comes to the flames. All right, here comes the family that lives here. Sorry, I should clarify. Some of the family and the friends in the town. And they're going to defend the home. And wow, look at that. Okay, so I've never seen Arbalest, Genoese Crossbowmen, Longswords, and Monks be a counter to Navy. But there you have it. There were some camels in here. Those camels are going to go home. And we have blacksmith upgrade. We have attack upgrades there for red. Red might think that applies to the ships, but at least red knows the blacksmith is there. By the way, red no ballistic, so I think blue will be better off in that regard as well. Hey, Marines, thanks for the 6 months. I am in Florida. I'm getting ahead of the game. Most people move to Florida when they retire. I'm just here in my 20s, just getting ahead of the game, planning for the future. Because it's a lot easier to move when I'm young than when I'm old. Good eco upgrades for red. That's a surprise to see the stone and gold mining upgrades coming in for a player who isn't going for the blacksmith upgrades. And blue's strategy is pretty simple, though. Just drop castles all along the shoreline and make it very difficult for the opponent to kill you. But Indians should be better off here. You've got 3 relics, and plus if you research your unique tech with Indians, you get the relic gold even faster.
Of African food. A couscoustilia. T90 dad, T90 dad.
Okay, sure. I'll give you that one. Thank you for 46. Where did I live before? I lived in Pennsylvania until I was 25, 26. I guess it's technically both. It was right around my birthday. So yeah, I've lived in Florida for 2.5 years, and I moved down here to avoid the cold, basically. Working from home, I could be a little bit pickier on all that stuff, and I really like it down here. Knock on wood, as long as I don't get hit by a massive hurricane someday, I'm really enjoying it here. No. I'm not a fan of any Florida sports teams, except for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but it's more so, I lived in Tampa for a year, so I'm a little bit biased towards them for that reason. And also my girlfriend's a Lightning fan, so basically I root for the Lightning if my team is out, but I'm not truly a Lightning fan. Have I met Florida Man? How about I tell you about this? So I'm a little concerned. My neighbor's either going to be amazing or terrifying. So when we moved in, I pull up and like a couple of the neighbors were like just chilling outside in a Friday evening, drinking beer. Like right in their front lawn, which is very Florida Man, right? So I'm moving. I show up. Neighbors drinking some beer in the lawn, chilling out. And he comes up to me. First thing he says is, he's like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Shakes my hand. He's like, just letting you know now, I go crazy with Halloween decorations. I hope that's okay. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then he's like, yo, you want a beer? You want to come over? And so basically they're super nice. And my concern is that maybe they're too nice. Like, what if it's a couple that's just like constantly trying to talk to me? I like to stay inside. I'm just concerned it'll go too far. Okay. I'm looking forward to getting to know them. I'm really happy about it and really excited. But there is that part of me that's like, ooh, what if they're too nice? You know? So we'll see. Red is really debating on transporting these units over. This is a big moment. Don't worry, they'll back off once they find out about AoE. Get out of here! No, that makes me more approachable, not less approachable. All I do is talk about a 21-year-old game, and I talk about other people playing the game. What is going to make people think I'm weird about that? 3 trebs! Red has listened to me! Don't trickle treb! 3 trebs! By the way, red has 76 pop, blue is 152. Blue is destroying in terms of the stats. But in terms of the aggression, red is all about it here. And red has a lot of resources. That castle for blue will go down. There's no doubt in my mind, but here comes blue to retaliate. We've got condotieros. We've got hand cannons. We've got bomber cannons. We've got trebs. We've got arbalest. We've got Genoese crossbowmen somewhere. What more can this man do that I can't do? Okay. I'm not sure about the treb location for blue. Little mistake here, I think. The camels are dying. The elephant's gonna die. Everything here will die. Blue's treb is just staring at red's treb. And red's gonna fire back. Oh my god. Trebs versus ships? This is new. Okay. That's one way to do it. Boom! Here comes blue with units and a transport ship. No! What are you doing here? Oh, God. The champions can't swim, and all the champions sink to the bottom. Oh, man. I don't even know what happened there. I thought the champions were on land a second ago. I actually... Is anyone okay if I zoom back and see what happened there? You know what? I'm going to do it. I have to do it. I don't understand where they came from. Where did they... Oh, they were over here. Wait, no, that's another transport. Wait, what? Which? Where did they come from? Oh, okay, so I guess he was already planning on sending them forward to the enemy, and he's like, here, I'll help. Oh, God. Okay, so now we know. And we know that blue has another transport then. Yeah. I think that was a little unnecessary. It's unfortunate to see so many lives lost, but that is the nature of war. Mistakes are made. And blue is still going to be fine. Blue will take out Red's Treb. Red's Treb is going to get one last shot in. Yep, not going to do anything. And Treb down. And now... in terms of the military, Red is way behind, and Red is also behind with Eco. Now you've got this ship back here, which has now been unloaded. So they're kind of waiting for the next attack on land. And I think what Red should do is make a lot more Navy. Okay, so Red has more Navy in queue. Blue has more Navy in queue. The difference is that one person has 2 docks, and the other person has 1. So Red is massively outproducing Blue with 2 docks 1 hour into the game. That is the most low Elo Legends sentence I've ever said in my life. Okay, we're going to see a castle for Red just to protect those docks because that's important. I'd like to see more docks, but, you know, I like a lot of things. I don't always get it. That's fine. I think Blue is freaked out now. I think Blue, who's winning this game in terms of, like, resources and eco and whatnot, is now scared of what is to come. Even made some keeps along the shoreline. The fact that Red stole some gold and also stole that relic earlier is such a big deal, though. Like, let's check the relic gold. Yeah, look at the difference there. 2,900 gold versus 900 gold from the relics. And we see cannon galleons. Okay, so it's all in queue, but we are going to see elite cannon galleon. And then cannon galleons after that. George, we did see heated shot from blue. Yes, heated shot actually came in. And it came in before chemistry. So I think blue seems to know what he's talking about. Whoa, where did all the gold go? Oh, 8 bombard cannons. I was wondering why all the gold disappeared so quickly. Blue's like, nah, 3 bombard cannons isn't enough. Let's just wait for 8. Which will take a long time, but okay. Oh, important moment. We have 3 trebs. Don't get in there. Your 1 treb's on fire. You're going to catch your ship on fire. This is a risky play from blue, who decided to toss the trebs in there. So we've got 4 Genoese crossbowmen. We've got 3 trebs. We've got 2 gunpowder units. I feel like this is the start of a weird joke. 3 trebs, 4 Genoese crossbowmen, and 2 hand cannons walk into a transport ship. And they look at each other and say, how the hell do we fit in here? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, I think it's full now. Okay, 20 out of 20 pop space. And that's risky. Now they've got gunpowder in a ship with a treb that's on fire. Well, in terms of Navy, and now we see ballistics, things are looking pretty good for red. But blue is just going to escort this transport somewhere important, which I'm not sure where that's going to be, as we're seeing rams and bombard cannons. Okay, blue comes in here. Blue with maximum focus on this situation. Sees that red has a lot of navy. Blue should retreat. But what blue might also be doing is buying time. I think that's a very common thing in this situation. It's either intentionally buying time, or, oh my god, this game is really tough. I hope that army isn't dying. I can't look at it right now. Okay, well, the transport ship has been forgotten about, which is kind of a concern. And now he's sending the transport ship back. Wait, is he sending the transport ship the whole way around? Don't tell me he's sending it to the north now. Oh, wait. No, okay. Just gonna have it sit here for now. I'm getting really tired right now for some reason. And also this game is so crazy. Like, look, there's still berries here, man. Eat your fruit and veggies. Jeez. I also like how the main gold was still here until now. Red saved the best till last, I guess. And, oh, we got a fight. Hey, and red just has the numbers. And there's no difference in terms of their damage output right now. Also, you have the elite cannon galleons behind, which is good if they connect. So I think blue's in trouble. It might be time for blue to genuinely turn to Jesus to see if Jesus can help him get a win out of this. Jesus, take the wheel! Jesus, take the wheel! Oh my god! Okay, so the bombard cannons were here to protect, but they go down. We now have whatever you would define this army as. They've got trebs, crossbowmen, gunpowder. Very weird mix. And blue instantly is like, we don't want them to be educated. Education is our strongest trait. We don't want them to be educated, so let's attack the university. So the university's on fire. Now blue comes over here with the navy, and suddenly they regret it. They're like, we're so sorry we attacked your school. We're so sorry. Oh, the micro from blue? Okay, look at that. Oof. Good micro. Good micro. Oh, dodged it. This could be a problem for red. If these units continue into red's economy, it could be a little bit of a problem. I really don't know why he wants to take out the university right now. But I will say this. Slowly but surely, they're going to start running out of wood. And there's a lot of bombard cannons there for blue. And, oh, micro. Damn, this is intense. This is intense. All right. So we've got a panicky stable here for red. Red's going to need more military. I think the camels will end up dealing with it. Oh! Oh, dodged. Okay. I think the camels are going to do fine enough job here. If you just look at the HP, camels and elephants are going to have so much more HP. Even though the gunpowder is doing a good job in terms of attack. So the school survives. The hand cannons won't. And now red is going to keep this area protected. That's twice now we've seen attacks with landings. But oh my god. Blue is still making bombard cannons. And blue is completely out of gold. This is unreal. Blue has 11 bombard cannons. Now 12. Is making 4 more. 225 gold per bombard cannon. Not counting the wood cost. And now blue is selling resources to get more gold. Can you imagine if a transport with 20 bombard cannons goes down? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. That would be the most expensive transport ever. I really hope blue protects this transport ship. And I have to imagine that that's what blue wants to do. I mean, that's been the strategy. Put stuff in transport ships. Okay, someone do the math. 225 wood and 225 gold. Multiply that by 20. And then add the price of the transport, which is 125 wood. That's like, like 5k gold, 5k wood, 4,500. Okay. Okay, something like that. Whew. It's expensive. Oh, the university's being repaired. This is just typical. You can't just make a new one with all the tax dollars. You've got to just repair the old one. There's like charred books and whatnot in there. They're like, no, it's historical. It's historical. We can learn from this. All right. All those resources in the bank for red. If uses to really put those tax dollars towards what they should be for. Blacksmith. Blacksmith upgrades. Oh my god, game changer. Game changer. Blue found the blacksmith. We're getting scale mail armor, which doesn't really matter. Archer armor, which kind of matters, but not really. But the fletching. Fletching does matter. That will affect the ships. Which will mean with fletching, it'll be 8+2 for blue. Because they both have chemistry. And an 8+1 for red. It's a big deal. Also, it's a lot of rams right there. Neither of these civs get siege ram. But red's got some capped rams here. Red can only fit 10 units in each transport. I don't know if the final transport upgrade, I think it's dry dock. I don't know if that's available to Indians, to be honest. So it either wasn't researched or it's not available. You want to see idle times? Sure. There you go. But at this point, idle TC doesn't really matter as much, right? Because at least in their eyes, they're not going to produce any more vills. A fletching is in. And oh no. Oh my god. I can't look. I can't look. At least split it up into 2 separate transports. The choke rates in chat says, it's been over an hour. Why are they not pop capped? Because this is what true fun looks like. Okay? Please leave the judgment at the door and appreciate the focus. The dedication. And you can tell Blue's really thinking about it as well. He's like, we kind of need a mix of units here. We don't want to send it all into one transport. Okay. I don't know where Blue is going right now. It seems like everything's very disorganized in this city. Can we just take a look at this part of his screen for a second? This is so low elo. You've got the starting scout kind of having conversations with the army. You then have the monk. The monk is trying to like speak words of wisdom to them and tell them how they're fighting for God and how if they do die, they're going to end up in heaven. The trebuchet, some dumb villager forgot to pack up the trebuchet. They don't get paid enough, so they just slack at their job. And now, here comes Red with the very offensive Rams. And he takes out the same house that he failed to take out earlier and says, pack it up, boys. We're done here. What in the world is happening? Okay, so now we have the cannon galleons also taking out houses. And Blue is not going to be happy about this. And whoever's in this transport ship's not going to be happy because the Rams now sink down to the bottom of the ocean. The Rams are now driftwood. Blue is getting the attack upgrades for like champions and the scout, but not for... Oh, but there... Look, Bodkin is in there. That could make all the difference. But guys, what's insane about this is Blue does not have the gold. Blue has spent so much gold. Where's the transport? So much gold on hand cannons, Genoese crossbowmen, elite Genoese crossbowmen. The upgrades in the units themselves, it's been crazy. Blast Furnace is actually researched at this point. This is bugged out. I'm hoping that will go away. I don't know how to fix that. We have some dudes with guns shooting a massive cannon. And they decide to run away. Good micro there from Blue. Oh, there's the Treb. Oh, here's the other Treb. Okay, not sure about that one. Blue, I think, is here to just protect. Because Blue doesn't really feel confident right now to move out. And that is a lot of cannon galleons. That castle is definitely going down. Very satisfying cannon galleons. It's one of my favorite units to zoom in on. Boom. There it goes. Now here's the problem when you have land units on islands. You can't really do too much. Except, you know, lose your units, I guess. Blue's going to try it anyways. Elite cannon galleons still do fire rather slowly. Red also should micro down the archers first. What the? Blue's winning. Blue's winning the fight. Red's retreating. What in the? This is crazy.
Yes, he just blew himself.
Okay. Cannon galleons going back. Again, Red, especially at this point, Red will probably never get more blacksmith upgrades because Red is so focused on the fights. Same with Blue. Blue will probably stop getting upgrades for a while. I feel like in terms of numbers, though, Red is ahead. So, I mean, this fight is going to be good for Red in the end. Upgrades matter, but numbers are also really important here, and Blue is taking a really bad fight. And Blue doesn't have gold. Blue doesn't have the relics. Blue has 1 relic. And it is 3 relics for Red. Oh my god, Blue just landed down here. If I didn't notice, I feel like Red's not going to notice this. Let's see. Maybe that's why Blue was taking the fight, was to distract Red a little bit. And he's going for the university again, and red instantly repairs it. What is it about the universities that we don't know? I'm so confused. I don't understand the focus on the universities. Anyways, Genoese crossbowmen shred camels, and they also shred these elephants. It's actually the best unit for blue to have a land right now against Indians. And so I think the job can be finished at the university. Okay, they're going to focus on the school. And then you've got the bomber cannons here. Red is probably going to react to this. Yeah, red now knows this is trouble. Red's at 50 pop, but red has so many resources. Enough resources that there is one individual, maybe more, who is currently ripping out their hair at their computer screen. They're probably yelling at their families in the room, and they're still like, spend your resources. And they're like, yo, Jim, what's wrong with you? Chill out. Chill out. Like, sorry, Mom. This guy is just not spending his resources. It's so annoying. His dad's like, why don't you just play the game yourself? He's like, because this makes me feel better about myself.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
What?
Salmon delivery.
Salmon delivery. Gredney, thank you very much. The Imperial Camels come in. Okay, it's looking a little better for red now. Red did clear out a lot of those cannons. Red does have more camels in the queue. There is potential for red to clear that. And then control the navy. Oh my. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Did we lose track of the other one with all the bomber cannons? Or I guess that was it. Yeah, never mind. That was it. Okay, here comes a champion shipment. He was like, excuse me. Excuse me, coming through. And they just barely make it. And now they're going to run through. Red's biggest problem right now is population. Red doesn't have enough villagers. Red doesn't have enough military. And red is only producing out of 2 stables. This will be a good situation, though. You've got the castle fire. I think that's why red is pulled back, because blue's running into the castle fire. Oh, those were the relics as well. Just realized that. Relics, though, not... Or sorry, castles, though, not all that strong without fletching. It's still strong, but not what it could be. In the end, I think this will get cleared up. But blue, I guess, in the better position? I don't know. These champions won't get any further than this, right? Champions will just die. So they could camp the relics. And what blue needs to do is make a lot of navy. That hasn't really been the winning strategy. The winning strategy has been transporting stuff. Okay. Hearts in chat, please, for Gredney. That was super generous. And I am going to eat salmon this week because of you. Thank you. Moving is expensive, man. I was planning on ramen noodles. Ramen noodles sounded really good. But I think we'll go with some salmon instead. Thank you, ZR, for the 5 months. And thank you, Trap, for the Prime. Also, Azura, thank you for the 30. Also, Killer Cow, Azura, I'm not going to even dignify you with a response to that resub message. So, problems for red would be A, Vil count. B, no longer has the relics. And then C, I guess lack of numbers overall, right? And lack of upgrades. There's a lot of problems. A, B, C, D, and E, all problematic. It's not perfect for blue, but check this out. Blue's going to sell wood. Blue's going to sell food. And blue will get a lot of gold in return for that. Just blue could also lose everything. All that military, that's comprised of land units. If he makes a misplay, he could run directly into a tower or a navy, and then he could lose it all. So he is kind of on the clock. 6 says, is it true that cracked terrain affects buildings? Where is that info located? I have absolutely no clue where the info is located, but yes, cracked terrain does affect... it does mean your buildings take more damage. But I don't know if I could really give you the information as to where that's located, because in Age of Empires, it's like... all of our information is located in a bunch of different areas. Like... you've got AoE Nexus, you've got AoE2.net, you've got AoE Zone, you've got AoE Stats, you've got all this different stuff. It's kind of everywhere. all info is located in Spirit. Okay, Spirit does a lot of really good videos. And he is probably the go-to in terms of like just talking about that info. But I think a lot of the stuff that some content creators touch on is like from other people you probably don't know names of. Like a lot of people doing that deep, heavy investigating behind some stuff are usually people that are not content creators. Including things I would ever say to you. I can't really be the claim to fame on that. But if you want specific info on like the nitty gritty with the cracked terrain, Spirit of the Law probably has a sick video on it, or T West. Okay. T West. So T West starting to make videos this year was such a good thing for the age scene because T West was like genuinely involved in so much of the weird shenanigans. Like he helped with some of the patches we use to get certain civilizations over. He you know, basically tries to break the game in a lot of different ways. T West has done some really good stuff this year. Feel like T West and Spirit of the Law, if our community didn't have content creators like that, it like the game wouldn't be done justice, you know? Because there's a lot of some small specifics. I suppose you could say that about everything. Like you could say the same about players, right? You could maybe say the same about casters. We're in a good situation. Russell! Russell says, T90's being really harsh on Spirit of the Law today. First blaming him for the Japanese cav archers, and now this. You can't tell me that anyone who picks Japanese hasn't at least seen one Spirit of the Law video. It's his fault. He loved the wrong civ, Kappa. I'm kidding. Does it go down? It goes down. So blue strat is sit at home with bombard cannons. And red strat is drop another castle in the same spot we lost the previous one. And definitely do not secure this area. This is very dangerous. So blue is going to be in a situation where this could all be done on... Finish the castle first! Finish the castle first. Finish it. Oh, man. I mean, if the castle was up, at least it would help a little bit. Huh. Oh, God. What's weird is that people who don't watch AoE content will never find out about things like this. Yeah, exactly, right? But, I mean, the game is just... To be honest, there's so much about Age of Empires 2 that I don't even think was planned. Like, some of the crap that we do nowadays as players and casters, whatever, I don't think that 21 years ago they intended it to be what it is today.
So glad you're back.
Like, for example, I don't think the devs ever intended that someone should make another lumber camp. They might have thought, hey, why would you need more than one lumber camp? But what you should do 21 years later is make a new lumber camp. Please, 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 please. I'm sick and tired of watching these villagers walk around like this. I suppose there's an argument to be made that if you eventually are going to run out of wood, you should just not make another lumber camp, but woof. Crazy. Block printing now for blue. I think blue forgot about these units. We're just trying to be super sneaky. Red has the relics again. Red doesn't know about that. But yeah, Age of Empires, I feel like whatever they did originally with the game is obviously brilliant. But and I don't mean to be disrespectful with this. It's actually a compliment. I don't think that everything that makes this game what it is today was intended. I believe it's a strong mix of having a good team behind it, but also getting a little bit lucky in terms of what the game turned into, right? It's so cool. Like the fact that we can have this be an Age of Empires game and then have the game play out completely like in a different way at higher levels just shows you how in-depth the game can be. And yes, of course, we'll take it. Okay. Big news. We have Bracer right now. At this point, I do not think Red can win this game because Red, first off, is going to really struggle to deal with this. But Red doesn't have crucial blacksmith upgrades. I'm not sure if it's because the castle is next to the blacksmith and it's harder for Red to see it. Not sure the reasoning, but I can tell you You're gonna need blacksmith upgrades now, red. Let's be real. We got really lucky that they messed up coding and normal speed ended up being 1.73 instead of 1.5. Yeah, that's funny. Like that's a good example of how some things with Age of Empires 2 is just a mistake. Okay, we're gonna have the bomber cannons here attacking the castle. And that castle's gonna go down. And red reacts to this, and red's like, no, not again. The monk gets hit in the back of the head. He turned to Jesus himself, but not in the way that he wanted to. All right, here you have the Imperial Camels, and the problem comes back to blacksmith upgrades, but also just the fact that Genoese crossbowmen are really good against these units. Genoese crossbowmen have a bonus against anything on a horse or an elephant, any cav. Look how quickly all that stuff goes down. Now you've got the ships here, but the units actually have a hill bonus against the ships. And there's quite a few of them, so I think this is even going to be a win for blue as well. Red got the relics, red has the resources, but red has struggled to get the upgrades, struggled to mass, and struggled to stop these transports. Look at that KD. It was at like 150 versus 150 for a while. And this is all just going to be destroyed. Does anyone know exactly what the bonus is Genoese have against ships? Because I feel like they do have some slight bonus, but I'm not sure if it's any different than, say, Arbalest against ships. Not that I think there's an Arbalest bonus per se, but... +5 regular, +6 elite. Really? And does that stem back? What does that stem back to? Because I thought ships were no longer classified as camels. They were classified as camels in the past. But I thought that they had changed that at some point. Anyways, red's castle's going to go down. Red doesn't seem to have a response. Red has transport ships over here. And red is going to try and make Imperial Camels, which is probably red's best unit, but it's the worst unit in this situation. Yeah, so this is where I'm confused. Okay, they just kept the bonus for ships most units had. Ah, okay. So it's not that... It has nothing to do with the classification of camels and ships, because they changed that ships are no longer classified as camels. It's that they let that bonus there. So like Genoese crossbowmen had a bonus versus camels, thus had a bonus versus ships. They just kind of let it there for most units. Interesting. Yeah, I'd have to look into that one, but whew. GG's in chat for Jesus. Jesus, I think, was just a better overall player, guys, honestly. I bet you if we look at the APM, I bet you blue had like 3 times the APM here. Let's see. Yeah. In terms of the eco, 7-2 overall. In terms of the military, 16-6. Just felt like blue was more active. Blue was doing more. And I'm not sure what happened here. This is probably just a bunch of clicking of villagers or something. I think that probably was not... There's no way that it was actually a real stat. But yeah, in terms of the effective actions, I think blue was just stronger there. Economically, it was a good game plan for red. Red stole some gold from blue's island. Red also got the relics. But red missed crucial blacksmith upgrades and just didn't have the production. It wasn't like it wasn't possible for red. Because if you look at the resources right now, if red just would have queued up ships and got blacksmith upgrades, the landings would never happen from here. And then red would eventually, I think, have more wood. Like here you've got 300 wood. Or sorry, this is, let's say 262 trees here. Blue has 70 plus 69. So yeah, I think that all blue needed was upgrades and more navy, and then eventually could have starved blue out, but blue was just too fast. It was 400 elo, so I think there's a lot of... Like, they probably feared the transports and decided to go for land units to defend from the transports instead of just making the water to stop the transports, right? Just some indecision there. Lack of experience, the usual stuff we see in low elo. But God, man, we saw some funny moments in that game. It wasn't the most competitive game ever, but I enjoyed it.